Afternoon everybody, what is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA, and today's real user review, we are going to be taking a look at the side-by-side gear power packer. Now, to get the disclaimer out of the way, I am not affiliated or endorsed by side-by-side gear in any way. They simply saw a couple of my videos, asked me if I would like to take a look at one of their products, which is the power packer. I said yes, so they did send me this for free, but I am not being paid to say anything positive or negative about this here pouch. But with that said and out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and start by some specs of this pouch, and then we're gonna get into it. The power packer comes in at $39.95 USD. It is available in a shadow, Bordeaux, denim, or camo colorway. It comes in at 10.25 inches by 3.55 inches by 1.60 inches, or 26 centimeters by 9 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Empty, it weighs in at 0.53 pounds or 240 grams. And the materials listed on the website are simply polyester. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. And as always, we'll start with the negatives, lead into the neutrals, and end on the positives for a positive note. So to start off, this thing, it looks pretty packed, and it is because I have all of my tech EDC in here. This is what I carry when I have my laptop with me. So inside here will be the power supply for said laptop. I have an external hard drive. I have the dongle for my MacBook Pro. There's a mouse, the cable for the hard drive. There's some jump drives. There's a bunch of stuff in here. You'll see everything that's inside. But to start off, one of the negatives is this bottom zipper right here. Now, you can see both of my zipper pulls are on this side, but this bottom one, it only peels back part of the way. So it does make it a little difficult to get into everything down here. Now, I can get in there because it is polyester and it's stretchy, but it does making getting into the pouch itself a little difficult. Now, luckily, the grab handle's on the bottom end, so I can hold onto the handle while I pull my LaCie drive out, because this is a LaCie 2 terabyte drive, so it's a little thicker than your 1 TB, obviously, but the rubber edges that help it from protect it and help it from being banged around, they catch on the inside of the bag. So if this zipper actually kind of clamshelled, it would make getting that in and out so much easier. Now, the next negative also affects my LaCie drive, and that is the overall width of this bag. It comes in at a hair over 3.5 inches. So when I try to take my LaCie drive, put it in here, it fits because you saw me take it out, but if you can see, right down here, you can see a little bit of orange. It's because the drive is a little wider than the bag. So you do have to cram it down in there, and you have to kind of get a good grip on the bag or hold it, because you really need to force it down in there. Otherwise, my power supply will not fit. Now, you can see once it's in there, both of those things actually fit quite nice. So if this was a little bit wider, not even like the full 1/2 inch, maybe just a 1/4 inch wider, you might even be able to get away with 1/8 and have this zipper maybe start halfway instead of all the way at the top. It would just make accessing this pocket so much easier, because again, there's my drive. It's in there. It's down there all the way. So it makes getting this thing in and out, got to utilize that handle, a little difficult. It's in there. It's in there well. Now, the next negative has to do with the inside of the main compartment, and that's these top 2 pieces of webbing here. You can see it's holding my mouse in there, but it's not doing too much. The mouse just kind of slides around. The only thing that I found that actually fits in one of these 3 pieces of elastic webbing is the power cord for my computer. It fits in there pretty well. It doesn't bounce around, but that's it. That's the only thing that fits in here. Now, if you take a look at their website, they have lots of bigger, larger, bulkier cords, like an Ethernet cable. Those things would fit in here well because they are quite large and they take up a lot of space. But the only thing that I found that actually fits in here well is just the cable for the power supply for my computer, because here's my mouse. I like to put it flat side down so it lays against the flat part a little bit better. But I kind of put it in there, and you could see there's a lot of room there. The mouse, it bounces around. And this, it's not a thick mouse by any means. It is definitely thicker than my Apple Magic Mouse. So if you had a Magic Mouse, it's definitely a lot thinner in the middle. It's just gonna slop around a lot. So I think they need to either just eliminate these and put more of these double, because these are the two. There's a piece of tack in the middle, so there's actually two pieces here. That would make using this so much easier. Or maybe just tighten them up just a little bit because they're stretchy. So I'd still be able to easily get my power cord in here if they wanted to use the big wide ones, but there's just too much slack here. Again, the only thing that I found that actually is held in place is the cord for my computer. Otherwise, these things are just, they're too bulky, or they're too large. There's too much slack. If they took them in just a little bit, I could still stretch them, but I could fit in use them for a lot more things. The next negative is this piece right here. It's kind of useless and it's bulky. I do have the cable for my hard drive and the charger for my mouse in there, but I could easily fit those in this top area if these were a little bit thinner, and then get rid of this piece because there's a little bit, it's nothing super rigid. There's definitely something in that's probably just a cardboard. So there is a little bit of structure here, but I find that this just takes up a little bit too much space in here. So just completely eliminating this would be such an improvement to the product, because as you can see, these are almost useless. I can maybe stick my jump drives in here. Now the way I have my jump drives, I'll show you, is set up for my old case, but I really like this layout, so I kept them that way. But I can pretty much only fit those there, but then you can't utilize really this middle piece here. Oh, look at that. Learned something new. You can't actually really use these for anything because they're sewn shut. So these are useless. I can't use them for anything at all. So again, making this centerpiece kind of more of a hindrance than anything. It's not really helping my organization because again, I could take these two cables and easily put them up here if these were a little bit slimmer, or take one of them and keep one or two of them large and put another one smaller. There's so many options that they could have done here to make this more utilitarian and just make it work that much better. Now, when you're moving into the back, this is actually, I like this back panel. This works really well. This is the dongle for my laptop. So this is what I need to utilize pretty much anything on my MacBook Pro because, well, you know, they don't come with anything besides lightning ports now. So the only thing you could use is anything that has a lightning cable. And then this is my little home built thing here, which is built this way specifically because of my old cheap Amazon tech pouch that I use, but this thing works out really well for me. I have 2 SD cards, 2 jump drives, and then on the back here I actually have a mini SD card, and then I have an extra of the mini SD to SD card, so if I do have to pop anything else out of my a GoPro or anything like that, or my drone, I can read it in here, throw it into my dongle, because there is a mini on here, but it's a pain to use, so I like to use the full size. But this kind of setup came from my old kit that didn't have really any organization in it, but I like that the way this is set up. I'm so used to keeping it all right here that I just reutilize this inside here, and it simply just fits right there, right inside the elastic band with no problems. Now, a neutral point to this tech kit is the handle placement. This is probably more of a personal preference, but I feel like the zippers should be up by the handle. I don't know why, I just feel like it should be. Every time I grab this, I feel like the zippers are gonna be at this end, and they're not because the handle's here. But inversely, you need the zipper to be on the opposite end, so when I'm trying to pull my hard drive out, I have something to grab onto. So I like it that it's on this end, but every time, without fail, when I go to open up this pouch, I keep this on the top end of my bag because it has my handle. I can reach in and pull it out. Every time, without fail, I think the zippers are at this end of the bag. Additionally, I'd like to see, I know it's slim, it's tapered, but like it's a little tough to get your hand in there. I'd like to see just a little bit more length on this strap. Not much. I'm talking like seriously like a ½ an inch, because sometimes I'm struggling to get my hand in there. And if I'm using like a roll top style bag or anything where I have to dig down into the bag to get it there, it could be hard to grab this. I mean, I usually end up just kind of fishing out with 2 fingers, but sometimes when you have all of this stuff in there, it does get a little weighted down. So it's nice to get more than just a finger or 2 latched in there to pull it out. So just like a ½ an inch more on this strap, just a little bit more to get my hand in there. I think that would be a lot better. Another neutral point is there's a little pouch back here, and I don't use that for anything. I found if I stuck anything back in here, anything that's a little bulky, then I can't utilize the back zipper. It just takes up too much of the room inside, so then you're fighting for space. If I have something back here and something in here, they're fighting for the same space, so I don't utilize it. So it's not a deal breaker. I mean, you could stick something thin in there. If you did have maybe a notebook or something, you could probably slide it in there and it's not going to be too bulky, but I haven't found anything that I can really use this pocket for. So I haven't used it, and I honestly keep forgetting it's there until I'm trying to grab something and it kind of peels up a little bit. So I can do with or without it. I mean, it doesn't get in the way, but it's not really useful for me. So I can't see what I would stick in there that would actually warrant having that little pocket there. So it'll just cut down on maybe the production cost and time to produce these things. Now, one positive about the bag is this extra little piece of elastic webbing they give you to hold a pen. That's great. It's right here along the spine. It's unobtrusive. It does not get in the way. You can close the bag, the pouch, no problem. You can open it up. I actually forget that this pen's in here sometimes because it's not in the way, but if I need it, it's right there. It's quick and easy to grab. Another big positive is this material. It is very, very stretchy, and it actually feels really, really nice. I really like the feel of it. It's not abrasive at all, so if I'm throwing this in any type of pack, and I've used this in a couple different bags, it slides in and out of the bag very easy because, again, it's not abrasive. It's very soft, and it does have a little bit of slip to it, so it does come and slide in and out of every bag very, very easily. So that's actually probably one of my favorite things. I just really, really like the feel of this material. It does feel very, very nice in the hand. Now, I have used this tech kit in a couple of different bags. It's fit in every one of them that I've used it in. It fits in nicely. It does have a fairly slim profile. I mean, it's got some bumps and lumps on it, but that's because my mouse is there and my cable is there. But again, if you took that middle divider that I'm really not utilizing for much out of there, it would actually allow this thing to compress so much more. But how it sits right now, do I recommend it to you? And honestly, I'm on the fence with it. I like it, but I don't like it. I think maybe at this point, the negatives are outweighing the positives for me. I mean, it's relatively inexpensive. It's like 40 bucks. You can get it on Amazon. It feels really nice. It's nice if you use like a little bit smaller kit, like if you're not using a mouse, and if you have maybe like a 1 TB Lacy drive, it's gonna be a little bit narrower. Or you have one of those like My Passport drives, which I have one of those. They're great. I use that for like some stuff, but they're not nearly as durable as these Lacys. And when I used to travel a lot, I always wanted to have the Lacy because it's a little more durable. So I feel like a lot of people that are in my situation are gonna have these Lacy drives. I don't think I would buy this again, to be honest. If it was my money, I don't think I would be spending the 40 bucks on it. My cheap like $8 or $10 Amazon tech kit that I was using, it fit all of this, and I didn't have the bulges. It didn't have the organization, but it didn't have the extra stuff in there that I don't need, that I feel is getting in the way. Now, if they took the same pouch, made it maybe a 1/4 inch wider, removed that center divider piece that, again, I'm not really using, and made either the loop that's on the top a little bit smaller or turn them into 2 sections of looping, then I feel like this would be a lot more usable, and I would definitely think that that would be worth 40 bucks. And again, 40 bucks, it's not a ton of money, but I think your money might be better spent elsewhere. It's nice, it's a nice try, so step-by-step gear, if you're watching this, maybe take this as some constructive criticism, because it's not a terrible product, but it definitely can use some improvement to make it a lot better and make it a lot more user-friendly. So I'm gonna say, if you're gonna buy it, get it on Amazon so you can test it out, because they have a pretty liberal return policy. Maybe it will work for you, maybe it won't, and then you can just ship it back, because if you're gonna use, and I don't think I have a bulky tech kit by any means, but if you're gonna have a little bit more bulk, mostly in your hard drive, you're gonna find that this might not cut it for you. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring the bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.